Hola. Just coming here to talk today about something I've been thinking on. We're talking about people and opening their third eye, and how to really get perception, which is what your third eye people talk about. It's your perception, how you perceive things. If you can perceive things without emotion, then you can perceive things in a deeper way. So, when you're perceiving your environment around you and you're seeing it, can you close your eyes and still see it around you, lay it out, be able to know where you're going? That's a clear mind. It's a clear place to work. When you clear your workspace, then you can look around and your mind doesn't get confused because it knows where everything is. You can see all of the factors in it, and it can judge that and it can move in that space. Now, once you leave that space, that's where perception has to be more brought to your eyes. You have to use your other senses. But when you're in your space of meditation, perception, and you're able to slow down those thoughts and really get what you're looking at. Without that, kind of just keep spiraling, looking at your phone, looking at other videos, trying to find purpose. Your purpose really has to come from within. And finding that purpose, that's where a lot of people, I believe, go wrong. What's your purpose? Your purpose to get to work every day, do what you're told, take home a paycheck, come home, play some games, do all of that stuff? Or do you have a deeper purpose? Do you have a spouse, family member, or something that you care about, and that's what drives you? It really comes back to your motivation and your drive. If your drive isn't about something that completes you, then what are you doing really? Where are you going? What is the purpose of it all? You eventually get to spinning your wheels out and you lose your mind. That's really where the difference between, I believe, people go schizo. You get to a point where you played out a scenario so far in your head that you can't imagine changing it. You can't imagine detouring from it, even though you don't imagine the whole bit of it. You can't imagine every piece of that scenario. You have to be able to improvise. If you never learn to improvise, then your scenario can get thrown off. If you find yourself usually going day to day and just improvising without a real strategic plan, then you get stuck places that you weren't trying to get. Now, thinking about that, when you think about religions and such, you go and you read your whatever religious text you're reading. Take the Bible, for instance, and you read the stories on that, and you think of them as people, and you think of those stories and how to apply those stories to yourself. But if you still just think of them as people and not the deeper learning from it of those are characters that someone has thought about and placed themselves in, then you wonder, why am I reading this? What's the purpose of it? It's where a lot of people nowadays get stuck. They keep going with the things that they were taught, such and their morals, but they don't they don't ever move past it. If you can't reflect and integrate, then you just keep making those same mistakes. That's where I'm at, is to integrate. You have to get to a higher place, and then once you've gotten to that higher place, you can fall back down very quickly, even with just thinking. You're keeping a meditated state needs to be an absolute. Keeping your image of what you think yourself as needs to be something that you maintain. Your body. If you don't maintain your body, you lose back to that state. It doesn't mean that you can't go through different times of your body being in more performative modes or less performative modes, but you need to be at rest with your body going through those different cycles. If you try to hold on to the rest or you try to hold on to the high performance, then eventually you're going to run yourself out. You'll never be able to know what that feeling was again. So finding where you align in that's really where you need to begin. Finding, why do I get up in the morning? Do I have hopes? Do I have dreams? If you don't have hopes and dreams, then why do you get up in the morning? You know? That's where you have to start yourself. If you don't, then, well, here's a little bit of esoteric for you. When people say we were all one, or we were all one, and we will return to the one, the great source, maybe they're talking about hydrogen fusion in stars. Everybody started out as hydrogen, and then, eventually you got spit out, become a little bit something more dense to capture the experience. And if you didn't get spit out for that little bit more density, then you'd always be a single atom. Just your hydrogen, your single element, your lightest one. But you want to become a little bit more dense and firm to capture this experience. Because experiences are all that really matter. Your physical being is how you capture those experiences. Once you learn to process all of your experiences, take the good, leave the bad, and move on from it, eventually you can be more open. Not totally open, don't get me wrong, but you want to move into something higher plane, you would say. And I believe a lot of people that move into that higher plane, they listen to those books and they take the religious books and they take what they believe they're saying from it. Possibly. But if when you fast and you meditate and you lower your sleep for long periods of time, you get a clarity because you're limiting variables. Once you've limited down those variables to what you can think, then you can come up with ideas and clarity. But until then, you just have so many variables clogging your mind that it sogs all your mental energy. And from there, you just get stuck in the same repeating patterns. Think about it. See you guys next time. Adios.